Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. But before I get started, I got to address something. In the comments section, do not interact with the bots. They are trying to steal your crypto. I don't give out numbers and I don't give out WhatsApp and all that. So when you see that, that is a bot. Do not interact. I can't stress that enough, and keep your crypto safe. So this is the 1 hour chart for XRP. Right now, we're still under 50 cents, and part of the reason is this right here. Ripple unlocks 1 billion XRP from Escrow as the market value dips. And a lot of people act like they don't know this is happening. Every single month you see people complaining, how come nobody told me about Ripple releasing this billion XRP? It's been going on for months now. So the monthly release of XRP from Escrow is a strategic move to maintain the liquidity of XRP and prevent a drastic downfall. This process was introduced in 2017 with plans to release 1 billion XRP every month for 55 months to ensure controlled distribution. However, the dip in the value of XRP coinciding with this release raised concerns among traders and investors. It just so happened that Bitcoin dipped, took the rest of the crypto space with it, and at the same time, Ripple released 1 billion XRP. But you know, now we'll most likely get an announcement within the next day or two that Ripple bought back that 1 billion XRP. Because right now the demand is rising for XRP at the same time as well. So look at this glitch, or the real price of XRP. So once again, if you've been holding XRP for any amount of time, you know these glitches happen. And it happened again, $9,868 per XRP. It's nice to look and see what your XRP would be worth at that price. But again, a lot of people also believe that they're testing XRP at that price in the background. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But expect the 10,000 XRP prices to show up time and time again into the future until it's no longer a test. But why is the price of XRP right now sitting where it is? Why doesn't XRP skyrocket already? Well, take a listen to David Schwartz.
We have the technology to allow every financial institution on the planet to settle with every other financial institution in a compatible jurisdiction in any asset in seconds for less than a penny. Just think about this. Anyone who's made a payment knows that we're nowhere near that today. But imagine every financial institution settling with every other financial institution in seconds for less than a penny, any asset. That's fundamentally transformative. We have the technology to do it. Now we just need to figure out how to drive the adoption. And of course, there's all the challenges with there's incumbents, there's regulation, there's inertia. You know, there's the big players who are really trying to defend. You know, if you're one of the largest banks in the world, you want to push pause or stop on technology because you're in the lead. So of course, like you say you love technology, but obviously you wish you could stop it.
So first we need mass adoption, and I think we're going to gradually get adoption over time for XRP. We see it little by little now already. But then we also got to look at regulations, and those are definitely going to come, but they're slow as well, especially here in the United States. Our government works slower than any other government in the world for some reason. They always seem to be on vacation. But if you're the biggest banks in the world, you want to slow XRP down. You want to slow this technology down because you don't have an alternative to it, and you wish you could control it, but you can't. So no matter what, at some point, XRP is going to take over everything because you could see the technology, how it actually fixes a lot of problems in the current banking system, in the new financial system when it eventually rolls out. But again, it's those same big banks that have been controlling everything for far too long. It's time for change. XRP is the change we need. Wall Street expert says $10,000 in Ripple shares now could become $140,000 after IPO. But that's not exactly what she said. She said this. The Wall Street expert gave an instance. She noted that if an investor put $10,000 into Ripple, it could become a $100,000 investment. Interestingly, she believed a significant return on investment would materialize even without Ripple outperforming Coinbase's success. Now, all the talk and all the focus is on Ripple and the IPO, but that would help just Ripple. You know, if you want to buy into the company Ripple, buy Ripple stock. We hold XRP. XRP and Ripple are two different things. But the financial expert believes if Ripple were to assign a value to its XRP holdings at the current 50-cent price, the growth potential could be substantial. And if Ripple used XRP's previous highs of approximately $3.84, it could result in a valuation over 14 times higher. This implies that the $10,000 investment could see an ROI of $140,000. So either way, if Ripple was to get an IPO, right? They still need to put a value on their XRP holdings, and that would determine how much our XRP would be worth based on Ripple getting an IPO. But again, they say that this is going to happen in September. We have to wait and see what happens. Right now, it's nothing more than speculation. China court declares crypto as legal property. So although Beijing implemented a widespread ban on cryptocurrencies in 2021, China's courts have declared that crypto is legal property. Moreover, the courts have established that these assets are therefore protected under property laws and rights. I think this is happening right now because China wants to go full steam ahead with crypto. I think they want to utilize it inside of cross-border payments, inside of the BRICS new payment system as well. We're going to have to keep an eye on what goes on around that as well. But it's nice to see China make this announcement because this usually comes around the same time that crypto starts to take off once again. Crypto lawyer hails Ripple for not settling like the SEC assumed. This comes from Johnny Deaton. Stop bowing down to transient regulators. Fight back if you can. Kudos to Ripple and its two executives sued individually for their sole purpose of intimidation, for not settling like the SEC assumed. Now, people keep saying that, oh, you know, Brad's going to come out at this big event in New York City and say that they settled with the SEC. I think Brad and Chris are too invested now to settle. I think they're going to let this play out until the SEC gives up or they get a decision from a judge, because they would have already settled this if they really wanted to. But again, we have to wait and see what happens because everything around that right now is still speculation as well. Now remember, we talk about ISO a lot, and a lot of people try to downplay ISO. They say, well, you didn't get value from it right now. I keep saying, and I keep stressing it to people, that value is coming later. But take a listen to JP Morgan. November 2023 is the date that everyone is marching towards.
ISO 20022 priority. So no one has said not all that important. So that's good. Certainly lots of folks are focusing on this. It looks like it's of high importance across. I know the November 2023 date is what everyone has been marching to. So that's good. It looks like it's very high on the priority list.
So it's high on the priority list, which means that everybody is getting ready for it right now. And you know that these cryptocurrencies that we invest in are going to be tied in with the SWIFT system at the same time. So I think we're going to start to see value come from that right out of the gate after November. Yes Bank, a Ripple partner, now live with UPI interoperability on the RBI CBDC app. It's domestic, and India only allows inward remittance. But interesting, as for the first time, a bank connected to CBDC Pay Network also housing a RippleNet connection. And I said it before, I think BRICS is going to use XRP and Ripple because of the ties Ripple already has in a lot of those countries. They have some ties to Russia. They have ties to India, Brazil, and South Africa. And even some of the biggest banks in China have already talked about using RippleNet as well, if not directly through a partner of Ripple. So it makes sense once BRICS decides to go live with their new system, I still think they're going to implement XRP. Three biggest challenges of rising interest rates on global banks. And Ripple is always looking to solve the problems at the banks. So first, it's shrinking customer portfolio. People are moving away from the banks. They lost faith in the banks. The banks have not made people money in quite a long period of time. There was a time you could get 7% interest on your savings account. Now you don't even get 1%, and they use your money to lend out to people on loans and mortgages. Constrained credit, reduced liquidity. We keep hearing about the liquidity problems at the bank as well. Ripple and XRP solves that. But we're going to fall into a massive liquidity crisis here in the United States. It's going to happen like dominoes all around the world at some point. And at that point, they're going to have no choice but to use Ripple and XRP. Limited investment in economic growth. High interest rates can stifle investment activity and economic growth more broadly. Rather than invest in innovation and expansion, businesses facing elevated borrowing costs may be hesitant to widen operations or participate in cross-border trade. But the problem is, at the banks right now, is nobody really wants to take a loan because the rates are too high. Even new building has slowed down here in the United States at the same time. And new mortgages, people are not taking mortgages as fast as they were last year. Even in the beginning of this year, everything seems to be slowing down very fast. And I think the problem we're going to see first is in commercial real estate. Once that falls apart, it's going to dump right down into residential real estate as well. Now take a listen to this, because for a long period of time, I was telling you, they're going to put a monetary value on XRP. This comes from the BIS.
Widely about the flawed design of these type of stablecoins way before that happened. But as always, this has led to greater calls for more oversight, frameworks that are purpose-built for crypto. But the challenge is that's likely to be only part of the solution. I'd like to kind of use these few minutes to emphasize what I think is a contrarian hypothesis on what the problem with crypto actually is right now. The space has a measurement problem. Founders, investors, the broader public have obsessed over the last 10 years about issues such as the price, the market capitalization, the trading volume of these new coins and tokens. And the issue is that these are really deeply flawed metrics. They don't track actual progress, and they've actually led to premature financialization of the technology. It's actually quite rare for a new technology in its early stages to be so closely tied to investment, speculation, trading.
What he's saying is that market cap doesn't matter. We need to assess these cryptocurrencies on their use case. That will be the metric. And that's why I said a monetary value will come in the future for cryptocurrencies like XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, these ISO cryptocurrencies, because it doesn't make sense for XRP to be sitting at 50 cents when it's moving a lot of money on a daily basis. As you have multiple cryptocurrencies around the world and all linked to this XRP ecosystem, you can have all the currencies of all doing that, while XRP stays in the middle, actually as the stable monetary value, and that is why it is seen as a bridge currency. The reason it's seen as a bridge currency is because it's going to be sitting at a high stable value. Other currencies around it will fluctuate on a daily basis. You're going to see the value of the US digital dollar rise and fall. The same thing with the digital euro, but in between, XRP will remain the same price. It might fluctuate a little bit up or down, and that's going to go with any of these ISO coins. I said that a long time ago. They don't need to be backed by anything, but they have to be at a high value. And I think the central banks are going to be the ones that control that value, whatever that price might be for XRP in the future. But year over year, as more value is being transferred, these cryptocurrencies still have to rise in value year over year. It's just not going to be the way we see it today. But you can't base a cryptocurrency like XRP on market cap or previous cycles. That doesn't make sense at all when you look at the technology behind it and the innovation. But let me know what you think. Put it in the comments section down below. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.